Today we're going to be talking about how to take control of your subconscious mind through an activity called lucid dreaming. Now, what is lucid dreaming? Lucid dreaming is when you're having a dream at night in which you become conscious that you're not awake, that you're actually in a dream. Now, once you realize that you're in the dream, everything changes. Instead of being swept along in a story that your subconscious mind is telling you, you have full control over that part of your mind and you can make anything happen. For example, you can have superpowers, you can fly, you can shoot laser beams out of your eyes, you can summon certain people into your dreams so that you can have certain conversations and act things out. Anything is possible in a lucid dream. You can make it so that you have 360-degree vision. I've done that before. It's crazy. Now, why would you want to do this? By having control over your subconscious mind in a dreaming state, it teaches you that you can do so in a waking state as well. So this is a very good way to begin controlling certain triggers or certain responses that you have to things, because once you know that you are in control of your mind and of your life, you can take that back in your waking hours as well. Sounds pretty cool, right? Think of this like the movie Inception, but instead of someone else getting planted into your dreams, you're doing this yourself. So what are some ways to practice going lucid? In this video, we're going to be discussing 3 different ways. The first method is to keep a dream journal. So this is pretty self-explanatory. You want to have a notebook or just a journal next to your bed so that when you wake up in the morning after a dream, you can quickly write down what it is, because typically within a few minutes or definitely within a few hours, we forget a lot of the big details of our dreams. So when you wake up and you have the best recollection of what you just left, your dream, you can write down as many details as vividly as possible. Now, the end goal of this is that after you have a couple days, weeks, or months worth of dreams, you can start to analyze your dreams and look for patterns. Once you see certain themes or patterns reoccurring in the dream, you can become more conscious of it and say, hey, this is happening again. Similar to seeing recurring cycles in your life, you can see recurring cycles in your dreams. And once you're aware that there is a cycle, it's easier to metaphorically break that cycle by going lucid instead of allowing the dream to just sweep you away. One of my favorite all-time movies is a movie called Waking Life. And in that movie, there's many scenes where the main character is essentially living through a dream or a dream sequence, but there's one dream sequence where he's walking into a convenience store and another person is walking out. So they're crossing paths. And while they're crossing paths, the stranger says to him, as the pattern becomes more intricate and subtle, becoming swept along becomes no longer enough. So essentially, by practicing this and noticing the patterns in your dream, they become less subtle and you're able to become conscious of them. And once you become conscious of them, you can break out and realize that you are in a dream and then take control of it. Now, with the dream journal, once you have your dreams written down, in addition to noticing patterns and cycles in your dreams, it also helps to review some of your dreams before bed. So you can either re-enter those dreams and try to pick up where you left off, or just to get your mind in a state of subconsciously knowing, hey, I've had these stories before, I've had these dreams, I'm going to condition my brain to have a dream tonight. And the more that you do this, the more that you practice having dreams, the more opportunities you have, just like in sales, the more opportunities that you have, the more chances there are of success. So the more dreams you have, the better your chance for success in lucid dreaming. So this is why it's very important to keep a journal of your dreams so that you can remember them and you can practice. Now, the second method for practicing lucid dreaming are to do what are called reality checks. This is creating a habit that would only work in a dream. It would not work in real life. So some examples of reality checks would be flicking lights. So if you go into a room in real life and you flick a light switch on and off, it's going to turn the lights on or off, unless of course you live in a house with bad wiring. In a dream, flicking the light switch will not do anything. It'll just keep everything the way that it is. Another example would be to check a digital clock. So in regular life, a digital clock will show you the time. In a dream, what I have experienced personally is that the dotted lines or the dashes that make up the digital numbers will start to move around, kind of like if you're making the figure 8 for the number 8, it will just go around in a circle or start spelling out words, things that digital clocks don't normally do. So if you have a digital clock at your house, check it regularly. And then when you're in a dream and you, out of habit, check the time, you'll notice that it's not actually the time. And through repetition, you'll begin to see that the clock is not working the way that it should be. And that should be one of your quick ticks to remember that you're not awake, you're in a dream. Now, one of my personal favorites that I've done pretty regularly is about every hour to 2 hours. The frequency is completely up to you. I will take one finger and try to push it through my hand. See, nothing happens. But in a dream, I can tell that I'm dreaming because when I do this, the back of my hand extends like taffy. Kind of like Michael Jordan at the end of Space Jam, and he goes for that big slam dunk and his arm becomes 20 feet long. Same thing happens with your hand. You can go all the way through without breaking your hand, and your hand will just expand. So that's one example. Another example that's similar to that would be if you go to push on a wall, it's a solid wall, so nothing happens. In a dream, the wall might move. You'll see the room expand. Basically, the laws of reality and physics don't apply in a dream. Similarly, the laws of biology don't apply in a dream, and another way that you can do this is to plug your nose and then try to inhale through your nose. If I tried to do that in reality, I'd probably eventually pass out because no oxygen would come in, but in a dream, the oxygen would still pass through even though my airway is obstructed. So these are some examples of reality checks because you're checking reality to see if you're in regular reality or if you're sleeping. And finally, the third method is called the MILD technique, M-I-L-D. This stands for mnemonic induction of lucid dreaming. This is a way of increasing your brain's level of awareness and also increasing your chances of having a lucid dream. Now, how this is typically done is before going to bed, you'll say what is called an affirmation or a mantra to yourself in order to let yourself know that you're about to go to sleep and that you're going to have a dream. Through repetition of this affirmation or mantra, the goal is that you'll eventually train your subconscious mind into knowing what's going to happen next, a dream, and therefore a lucid dream. Some examples of these mantras or affirmations would be, I am going to have a lucid dream, or something along the lines of, I will know that I am dreaming. And when you're starting off this practice, it's good when you don't have the best dream recall, when you're still practicing the dream journaling, to say things like, I will remember my dreams. So that right there is going to start conditioning your brain to remember your dreams instead of forgetting them as soon as you wake up. And then once you have the memory of your dreams, you can begin to become conscious in the dreams through studying your dreams in the dream journal. So all of these methods work together. If you're very serious about the practice, I suggest doing all three of them, but even just starting with one will help increase your dream recall if you want to begin to take control of your dreams. Now, this is a very fun practice, but as the word says, it is a practice. You have to continuously try to do this. If you expect to do this on your first time, you might, but don't expect to have it done perfectly on your first time, or you're going to set yourself up for disappointment. So continue to practice, continue to try, have a dream journal, write things down, and I promise you, it's a really, really cool experience. Now, the first couple times that you do realize you're dreaming, what is common is that you can get excited. And when you get excited, your body back in physical reality will start to have an increased heart rate. You'll get excited and you'll wake up as soon as you realize you're going lucid. That's okay. It's bound to happen, at least the first time or the first couple times. Just keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing, and you'll get better at lucid dreaming, and you'll be able to have lucid dreams almost every single night with enough practice. Being able to go lucid makes you what's called an onironaut. An onironaut is an astronaut of the dream world. And that alone sounds badass. I want to be an onironaut, don't you? So since I mentioned affirmations and mantras, I just want to point out that I recently did create a free ebook. This will kind of give you an explanation of what affirmations are and how to use them, and just different ways to help use these phrases to improve your day-to-day life. So the link is going to be down below in the description. I hope you like this video. I hope you check out the book. I hope you like the book. If you do like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell to see anything that I'm going to be putting out in the future. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Namaste.